So it's the Epic Movie Show. We're gonna talk about epic movies and stuff like that. And
I had no idea that that's what the title was.
Yeah, it's the Epic Movie Show.
So much cooler.
It goes on the Epic Movie blog, and we're in a meeting room in the library.
Yeah.
Because we're poor.
Because we're poor.
And,
we don't have a set.
Thrifty. We're thrifty.
All right, so today we're gonna talk about movies that we saw over the summer that we liked and didn't like. Starting with Gus.
Okay.
What was your? Okay, we're gonna have 5 movies. What was your number 5 movie?
Number 5. Oh wow. Okay, look. So over the summer, I watched a crap ton of movies, and not all of them were new, because I work at a theater that gets 2 movies at a time, and they play for like 2 weeks, and I watch them each like 6 times because that's what I do on clock. And so I watched.
If that theater is watching this, he did work.
I did work,
that is
but
such
I also
thing.
didn't work. I worked, but not really at all. So okay.
So
I
don't
ended up
withhold his
watching.
pay.
I ended up watching Man of Steel, and I can't remember. I was gone for like the whole month of July. I do remember. Okay, I watched The Heat and I watched Grown Ups 2.
Pacific Rim.
And Pacific. Oh yeah, I watched Pacific Rim. Let's go with that.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
It was good.
Pacific Rim was crazy
Giant
awesome.
robots.
Okay, if I'm gonna go 5 and 5 to up, I'd probably go Grown Ups 2. Just if we're talking straight up movie quality, just because Grown Ups 2 knew exactly what it was doing, because you have movies that really go for the gold. They try to be the best they possibly can be. They give you a fantastic script. They give you fantastic actors, a beautiful story arc. They wrap it up awesome, and those are the ones that win Oscars. And then you have movies that
I thought that's what you were saying.
hard.
Grown Ups 2.
No.
I was about to say Grown Ups.
Grown Ups has to win the Oscar, okay? Because everyone knows that Adam Sandler is the best actor of all time. Hashtag Happy Madison, everything that is like
His Holiness
collab.
is about to walk in here and be like, I have blessed a lot of things, but not you! You whore!
Anyway, okay, so then there are the movies that try really hard and fail miserably. Like, it's so bad you don't know whether or not to smack the movie in the face or to pat it on the head and tell it everything's gonna be okay. Like, it just dies. It dies in your soul, okay?
Kind of like I do you on a daily basis?
No, I also watched The Lone Ranger, which doesn't mean that's what one of those movies was,
Yeah.
but okay, actually I think
Okay, but what you're going for is that technically Grown Ups 2 is meant for the drive-by pothead that was like, oh,
yes,
that's
Grown Ups
playing.
2. I think it got 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I don't even know how I got that 11% because there is no story arc. It's a bunch of random shit that happens like across the board, and then it has like a little bit of a mini theme at the end, right at this crazy brawl that makes no sense, and it's amazing. Okay, because it's a movie that just gives you a fun time. You don't have to take it seriously at all. You don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to think about it.
You don't have to think about it. You literally cannot think the entire time and get everything. It's amazing.
It's Adam Sandler.
It's Adam Sandler, his entire crew from when he was at SNL, and Shaq, because Shaq is a bizos. So
That's true.
okay.
I think that's actually technically part of his title. Like,
Yeah.
Shaq,
Shaquille
the
O'Neal.
Bizos
O'Neal.
O'Neal.
Yeah, something. It's in
Shaquille
it
Bizos
somewhere.
O'Neal.
PhD
Anyways.
in awesome. Or
So-
horribleness.
So I think Grown Ups 2, and let's see. Dude, Where's My Car was just like that, and that came out like '98.
See, I feel like
It was-
Dude, Where's My
That came out before
Car,
your
The
time.
Benchwarmers, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. No, wait, I take that back. That and art. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. I think what's this guy's name? Is it Socrates? I can't find it. You should look it up under Socrates.
Something is arrived at the Circle K. It's one of my favorite lines
Oh
in
my
the entire
God.
movie.
Anyway,
I actually
so-
stopped watching
so
after
Yeah,
this.
it just proves my point. There are movies that know exactly what they're doing, and they give it to you, and there's no way
And they
they're
know
ever
who
going to
their
get nominated
audience
for
is.
anything. They know it's just a fun time.
Alright. My number 5 movie, I'm gonna get a lot of fanboy hate for this, but Iron Man 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I just
Well, okay, let me
fanboy
let
hate.
me phrase it like this. Okay, my number 5 movie isn't a movie I hate, because I saw several movies this summer that I hated with a passion.
But this was the top 5.
This was my top 5 movie.
Number
Gus,
5 of
he
top
literally
5.
only saw like 4 movies the entire summer.
Because he was spending half of his life, like,
doing nothing.
So apparently he has
Legitimately.
a social life.
No, I don't.
No.
I just don't do
You
anything.
live in Watford City. There aren't women there.
There aren't women at all.
There's nobody there,
There's
just
no
guys.
women.
Except for really
But
creepy
anyway,
people.
so Iron Man 3, I actually got the pleasure of seeing midnight IMAX 3D. It was awesome. And don't confuse this for saying that I hated Iron Man 3 because I actually kind of liked it. I didn't like it as much as the first one. Didn't like it as much as the Avengers, but then again, the Avengers has everyone. Iron Man 3 has Iron Man.
Well, and the Avengers was Joss Whedon in all of his glory.
Yes.
And you can't, like, it doesn't get better.
Joss Whedon
really.
is like a deity.
The only person that can
for
do
nerds.
better than Joss Whedon is Joss Whedon 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Like
it's the equivalent. The only person who can out-rock The Rock is The Rock.
truth.
Okay.
10 minutes later.
The only person who can surpass Whedon is Joss Whedon himself.
Yeah.
Like a future version. So.
And they look at each other and in unison go, the student has passed the master. And then they like giggle and walk off.
Yes.
Separate ways.
Except it's the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, that's right. He has a slight lisp.
It's amazing.
Ah!
So, what I didn't like was, okay, so Iron Man 2, you have so much story, very little characters, and only 20 minutes of action in an hour and 45-minute movie-ish. Literally, 20 minutes of action in that entire movie. Iron Man 3 is the complete opposite. You have kind of a basic plot, and then action and comedy. And to me, what made the first Iron Man great was that it was a healthy blend of both, not unlike a smoothie. Anyway, back to Iron Man 3. The other thing I didn't like, I liked the risk that they took, but I didn't like that it panned out. And this is a spoiler warning in case you haven't seen Iron Man 3, in which case...
It's too late. Why have you not seen it
It's
yet?
too late.
It's your own damn fault.
If you live here in Springfield, go see it at the Palace. It opens on Friday. Yay. What's the Mandarin twist?
You didn't like that?
I'm on the fence about it. Like, I liked it, but I didn't like it for the sake of twist. They took someone who was supposed to be someone.
Yeah.
Big someone, and then they made him little tiny someone. I liked it, but I didn't like it. I mean, it didn't make me hate the movie, but it definitely took it down a few notches.
You're number 5.
Number 5 movie.
I have not seen that many movies this summer.
Oh wow, Lazy McLazerson.
Okay, well, how many have
Oh,
you
no.
seen?
Okay. But if there was a 5, it would have been Man of Steel. Not because I didn't adore it, because
Okay.
he was adorable, like incredibly strong and very, very
He was good.
intellectual.
He was born to play Superman. Have you
But
seen
he
that
was
physique? He's so dreamy.
He was so magically awkward.
He's huge, and he has a hairy chest.
But I kept getting really pissed off because he's talking about he's trying to save like one human being and he's taking down entire buildings. And you know there's a janitor in there somewhere.
He's like, I knew I shouldn't have worked this weekend! No! Get that beam out of my leg!
The problem is that it's sort of the same problem I had with watching anybody play Assassin's Creed. All of these guards are just being paid to do their job, right? And so I'm watching Metropolis crumble, and I'm like, there's like 6 different insurance agencies that just went belly up. I bet like at least 300 people lost their jobs. You were such an asshole. Like, you could take this to the middle of a desert and see if you could work it out later. No, you take down half of a fucking city because you're trying to save a single human being. You're sharp. Well done.
Okay, I will say this in defense of the movie. He is young. He is a young Superman. This is his first foray into the public eye.
I got really irritated for the insurance companies and all of the construction workers in town that were like, I had the weekend off. I'm really mad right now.
Did you notice the one building that actually had scaffolding on it?
Yeah.
They just finished that.
You see the guys like show up with the foreman shows up with his copy the next morning and goes, are you kidding me?
8 months. 8
Of
months.
my life, I want it back.
Okay,
but that was my bottom. That was number 5. Number 1, all summer.
Number 1 all summer. Because I guess you're right, because the rest of them I don't actually have, like, categorized and stuff. The number one, actually,
the one that you had the most fun with all summer, not the like highest quality.
The one that I had the most fun with all summer was The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy.
That chick who's in everything now.
Yeah, because she's hilarious.
She's like Morgan Freeman.
Anyway, okay, and the reason Morgan Freeman. That man can narrate your death, and you'd be the calmest you've ever been.
He'd be like,
can he narrate my life?
Okay.
Anyway, so
I just want
I want him to narrate my death with Clint Eastwood shooting me with a shotgun.
Oh,
and then Lady Gaga playing in the background.
No, not Lady Gaga.
The reason I absolutely love The Heat was because I have a special place in my soul for comedy that isn't so much witty comedy, it's just blatant humor. Like, someone will say something that no one should ever say, is completely far out of left field, and they say it as though it's fact. And then they just continue on. And your mind is still on that previous joke while they continue on with more, and it piles up until you have this giant, like, flaming car crash of humor that explodes out of you, and then everyone tells you to shut the crap up because you're in the theater. I just throw out one really funny spoiler. Because you're still gonna love it.
Yeah. I already spoiled Iron Man 3, so
yeah, there we go. Okay.
No one.
Okay.
Like, everybody's already gonna be mad at me because I spoiled.
Okay. So
and she kills the bad guy, which is a total cop out.
In The Heat, Melissa McCarthy.
She's a vagina. She's magical.
In The Heat.
Go ahead.
Anyway.
In The Heat, Melissa McCarthy, despite the fact that she's just a police officer in the precinct, she runs the place because no one steps to her because she will legitimately, like, there's a line where it says, I'm gonna make you bend over and I'm gonna reach up your butt, like reach up your ass into your pocket, and I'm gonna take the keys to your house, and I'm gonna go to your house and kill your entire family. Okay, it's stuff like that, right? Everyone is scared of her.
That was your one.
That was your
number one for the summer.
Oh, it was so funny. The entire movie is chock full of stuff like that. That was number one. Number two was definitely Pacific Rim because it was. I felt like a kid going into a toy store and just seeing all these things, giant robots and giant aliens, and like it's Michael Bay is so
Idris
good.
Elba.
Yeah, Michael Bay is so.
That's the thought I had when I was a kid. Idris Elba.
Michael Bay is so good with making a beautiful, fun movie and making
that wasn't Michael Bay.
Michael Bay did Pacific Rim.
No, it's Guillermo del Toro.
Really?
That would
I'll
explain
pull
why
this
it was
crap
so
up.
pretty.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Guillermo del Toro.
Anyway, so Guillermo del Toro, beautiful, and has a solid all-around movie. Like, it has plot devices, it has like character arc, and none of it's like super crazy in depth, but it's there and it's solid, and it's like one of those movies that has everything going for it, and it's still just a fun movie, and it's like offering you a piece of candy. Or like a popsicle in the summer heat.
It offers your 8-year-old self a piece of candy.
It's fantastic.
And your 8-year-old self is like, yes. Okay, your number one.
My number one movie actually was Pacific Rim.
Really? Nice.
Yes. I'm just gonna keep it. Actually, it was a tie. I'm gonna take a cop out. I'm gonna call it a tie. Pacific Rim, Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh, that's true. That was summer. It was so
Yeah. Yeah, like everything that I was really excited about seeing came out in May. Alright, so
Best character, anyway.
Alright, so since Gus like already talked about Pacific Rim, I'm gonna talk about Into Darkness. Because Into Darkness did the villain twist right. Unlike Iron Man 3. Okay, first of all, Benedict freaking Cumberbatch.
Benedict freaking Cumberbatch.
That's his actual middle name.
Hi. My name
it used to be
Sherlock
Danger, and then
Khan.
it went to I'm Awesome, and then it went to Friggin'.
And now he's just like known as Sherlock Khan.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it has a gloss stop.
By the way, spoiler alert. Should have said that.
If you haven't seen Into Darkness, you were making
Actually, his last name is a hyphenate, and it's Smog Khan.
Oh my gosh, that's totally right. He's the voice of Smog.
In the Dragon.
I know.
He's the voice of the
He
Dragon.
made motion capture too. Anyway, before we run out of time again, because we have to start the camera again, it means we're going to have a 30-minute video. So Into Darkness did the villain twist right. They took a nobody, and then they made him a big somebody. He's a big somebody. He's freaking Khan, the most notorious villain in the Star Trek universe.
Just waiting for those awful little bug things that crawl in your ears and give me nightmares.
I absolutely love Star Trek Into Darkness. Except there are two things that kind of bug me about it, is that
the ending was rushed.
not only was the ending rushed, but one of the reason that it felt rushed is because they had one scene in it that was kind of just baseless and out of the blue, and they knew that it was like going to be a foundational aspect for like a plot point they're going to do afterwards. Is when you just see Bones. And it's like a really quick side cam. Oh, hey Bones, what you doing? Oh, I'm trying to like figure out the genetic structure of this because it regenerates so very fast. And it's like, oh, okay. There's gonna be regeneration later on. And then,
in all honesty, the first time I've seen I've seen it like
except
4.
I really just I totally get where you're coming from with that. But anytime a Tribble can make a cameo, I refuse to complain.
That's true, I guess. And
True.
One thing also is the Wrath of Khans, like the original, still just takes the cake. Still takes the cake, okay? And I think yeah. Also, really quick. I think
even in
the reason all the best Star Trek movies are known as best Star Trek movies, and I don't know why, but Phill touched up on this like a year ago when I was talking to him. All the best Star Trek movies are ones done by directors who haven't had any history with Star Trek.
It's just like the best actors have always been the ones that are like, Star Trek, I guess I'll audition.
Yeah.
Like the chick that played B'Elanna Torres had like never seen an episode.
Exactly, right? Okay, stuff like that. But the reason Wrath of Khan takes the cake is because you have a beloved character that dies. You spoilers from the 80s.
Okay. Spoilers from 1982.
You know year. Nice. Okay. You have a character.
I hope I'm right.
You have a character.
Right?
If I'm right.
There's probably gonna be like a little pop-up saying, "Phil's an idiot." Anyway.
I'm editing this, so I can do whatever I want.
Okay. You have Spock.
Did you just pimp slap yourself?
You have Leonard Nimoy who bites space dust in the movie. Usually Star Trek is really episodic and kind of like happy, whatever. It goes so hardcore that you see two friends, like seriously, a bosom friend. With a glass partition saying son of a poop. Oh, it's getting really into
We have a minute left.
Okay.
Minute left, go.
Saying goodbye to each other because they're about to die, right? And then
that was actually very touching.
It was so intense because they never had that in Star Trek before. Yeah, when I first saw that, I was tearing up. And then Into Darkness, they had that, but then you also know that there's no way they're going to kill off Kirk. You know, they switch it around.
Mm-hmm.
So
Spoilers.
Well, you knew there was no way they were going to kill off
either person, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so
but still, it's just
I actually thought he was gonna do it, but then again, at the end of The Dark Knight Rises, I thought Christopher Nolan was gonna permanently kill off Batman.
And you were like, ha 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 ha, false.
Also, Warp Speed looks awesome in 3D.
Oh my gosh, lucky. I can see 3D.
It looks awesome in 3D. I've seen Into Darkness 4 times now.
Not enough.
I said on my personal blog that I thought Into Darkness was going to be this summer's Dark Knight Rises for me because I absolutely love Dark Knight Rises. But then, like, that was before I saw Pacific Rim, and then I saw Pacific Rim. I'm like, no, Pacific Rim is this summer's Dark Knight Rises. Star Trek Into Darkness is the Avengers. The Avengers, because Into Darkness was more fun to watch.
My number one.
Yes,
For the
your
whole
number
summer.
one before we run out of time.
Okay, here's the thing. Star Trek is its own thing. Apples and weasels. Like, there's never any comparison between Star Trek and anything else. And that's
Apples and weasels, I'm stealing that.
Because it's apples and oranges are still fruit. No, apples and weasels. Star Trek will always have a special place in my heart and my brain and everything I do with my whole life, right? So it cannot be my number one because it is Star Trek. It is the only one.
It automatically wins.
It wins everything, right? Okay, so that said, Two Guns was hilarious because if
I haven't seen Two Guns yet.
If I'm going to see an action movie, I don't want one that's super serious because it's a little bit. Watching an action movie that takes itself really seriously is a little bit like listening to a hipster talk about like the band that they loved that like they knew.
Nobody else has heard of.
Has like a passionate following of 46 people.
5 minutes into this conversation, I am bored out of my mind. I don't care. 5 minutes is a generous estimate.
I was
that's
about
when
to say,
I'm not paying attention. Right?
I was about to say I would punch.
Yeah, that one exactly. Okay, so.
Forget punching. I'm out.
My favorite action movie of all time. Okay, so my favorite action movie of all time is The A-Team, like the new one with Liam Neeson as Hannibal.
Liam Neeson, Shato Copley, Bradley Cooper.
Oh my god! Because there's brilliant action scenes. The dialogue is just
Hilarious.
It's hilarious, but half of the lines are throwaway. It understands that it's a summer waste time
Popcorn movie.
Also,
And like you don't even bother
barbecue.
eating the popcorn, you just like throw it.
Barbecue.
And then
Antifreeze barbecue. Gives you cerebral palsy.
Okay, when Murdoch is like grabbing onto the blade of the helicopter on top of the helicopter.
You spin me
right round, baby, right round. You're gonna have to auto-tune that. That was the worst.
Okay. But seriously, best thing ever. That's how I felt about Two Guns. Like, the dialogue between Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg, also I'm female, so the fact that I was staring at Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg for like an hour, I felt pretty okay about that.
The fucking bunch. It's like you're trying to Mark and Mark. I can sort of see black, white, so white, like white, like bleach, pink-eyed, white.
In his soul. Okay, but anyway, so I'm staring at these two adorable men.
You're adamant about
who both have amazing, like they've done serious stuff, but they both have great comedic timing.
And they're good looking.
And
Mark Wahlberg is a dream.
But they spent the entire movie.
We're both secure enough in our mandate to admit this. I actually have a girlfriend who I've been dating for 8 months tomorrow. I remembered. She's beautiful.
Okay, but the whole thing with the
Ignore my stoner face.
The dialogue between Mark Wahlberg and Denzel Washington is basically like the dialogue between Brad Pitt and George Clooney in Ocean's 11.
That's amazing.
Like it's that like back and forth semi-bickering, but they both know a little bit too well what the other one's
kind
thinking.
of like Shawn and Gus a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Except with guns.
So no matter like no
Two
matter what
guns,
it is,
to be precise.
So it's like, well, so it's ridiculous. It's funny. Everything just.
And there's
gets,
also
like,
more than
too
two
good.
guns in the movie.
Because if it was only two guns, it'd be really.
There can only be two.
There can only be two. It's a movie called Two Guns. Star Wars? Is that what you said?
Okay.
Yeah, but so it was not art, but so much fun. Star Trek aside, favorite movie of the summer.
Nice.
Awesome. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for us before the camera runs up again.
For what, the fourth time?
The fourth time.
Our
You're
fourth
gonna have
10-minute
so much fun
period.
editing.
I'm going to have a
Best
ton of fun
editing.
editing this.
You know what
This
the
has
best thing
been...
ever is?
What?
Editing. All the time.
Yeah, because I don't do
love
enough
it.
of that already with my music.
Nope.
So this has been the Epic Movie Show. This is Gus Rockman. I'm Phill Kovach. This is our guest contributor, Geneva Rockman, because I don't think we went over that in the beginning.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. This is our guest contributor. This is not Chloe. Chloe is probably sleeping.
Chloe is cool though.
She is cool.
I'm not
She's amazing.
replacing Chloe. No one can
No,
replace
we're not
Chloe.
replacing.
If we were total rip-off hacks, we'd be like, click this annotation for a 5 daily. Oh, no, wrong show. Actually, we could, but like, let her like tell you our names.
Wish, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be legit. We could tell you our names
have a
and then
girl
have
crush
like
on
little
Lee
Twitter
Newman.
things to show up, but I don't
Can we
ever
actually
use a
put that in
Twitter
the
because
description,
I'm
by the way,
so
Geneva
freaking
Rockman
cheap
has a
and lazy.
Lady
This is the phone I
phone.
have. It's actually
You
super
have a
future.
flip phone.
Yeah, I'm super futuristic
God,
because
I have an
you
iPhone
know,
3GS
Kirk-
instead of Jim.
Captain Kirk has a flip phone, and it's
Oh,
like the
God.
2300 some junk. I don't know. It's good.
Alright, so if you want to see the full unedited version, go over to our Tumblr, theepicmovieblog.tumblr.com.
I put a couple
Yeah,
of
but
on there. It's fun.
Follow us, like our posts. Peace out. It's my Iron Man pose.
Iron Man. Cool. I was
So
really
my
worried.
Iron Man pose is this.
I was really worried that you like spidered the screen when you like slammed it down with all the force of God.
All the force.